Hey guys, this is Dardamus with Dardamus Dominions, and I'm here with a couple co-hosts today. I'm here with Grippa. Say hi, Grippa.
Yellow.
I'm here with Missourian. How are you doing, Maz? Okay,
Rest in
we're
peace.
yeah. He's getting his push to talk working. So, RCK, how are you doing, dude?
Good. How you doing?
Doing well. So we got a couple of messages. The first two are from Maz. Maz, when you get your sound up and working, let me know, and then I'll have you read these. In the meanwhile, we'll push on to Pangea. Nosy's not with us today. So of course it's about about Arco with the bump. And the first question I think I'm gonna have is Grippa. When you bump somebody, do you usually send them a message saying sorry, or what normally happens when you bump somebody?
I'll usually send them a message, but what that message says depends on how nice I want to be with them.
But can you go further into that?
If I want to eat them, I'll be like, "Oh, we bumped. What can you do?" And then just leave it as that. But if you want to start friendly relations, that's a good way to start. Is by discussing like, "Hey, sorry we bumped," and then you want to typically try and settle borders. You can't
Now,
really do that
Matt,
when you want to eat the person because then you'll be like, "Hey, can we settle borders? Can I get your cap?" Like that doesn't work too well.
yeah, I'll take Province 54. Wait, that's my cap. Okay, so Matt, do you want to give me a TLDR on these?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, great. Let me see here. Okay, so just the short answer here is I negotiated for my sort of minimum required 12 provinces before I actually took them. They're where you kind of expect based on looking at the map. That's really all there is to it.
Okay, so you went through with all your neighbors and you've gone to peace with most of them or all of them?
Let's see. I'm at peace. I don't know. I'm not sure I haven't napped everyone, but what I did do is I gave the province numbers here. So viewers who really care about that can pause it and see here. But I just negotiated specific provinces with each of my neighbors before I actually expanded into them.
Now, you negotiated for 7 air gems. What are your plans with the air gems?
My plans for the air gems. I think I was heading for quills.
Okay. And then when you negotiate provinces, what is because one of the things I've done this before, and then somebody attacked me, and I took it kind of poorly because you negotiate provinces. What is the goal of the negotiations? Is it a gentleman's agreement? How does that exactly work?
It's a good question. I haven't done it very much, especially in neutral. And usually it's buying a province and then taking it. But I took it with this crowd especially just to be a gentleman's agreement. It's not a nap. There's no implication of a nap. But I expect the agreement to be honored until we actually go to war. That's what I took it to mean. That's pretty much how it played out, I think.
RCK, when you're doing these agreements, how long do you give the person to take the provinces?
I mean, it depends if they paid me or not. Now, I wouldn't say it was too many games ago, but I was playing in the Disciples game, and I did buy a province off somebody, and the next turn they decided to go to war with me. So I was like, yeah, I don't do a lot of this buying back and forth no more.
Oh my goodness, yeah, that would actually be that sounds like bad etiquette to me. Grippa, is that something that you'd actually be fine with?
What was the question again? I'm sorry.
So he bought the province, and then the next turn, the person that he bought it from went to war with him.
I mean, trades like that are not binding, but still kind of a D move right there.
I think I'd go flipping nuts. This is one reason why I stick to my single player games, because I would get raw by that. RCK, are you okay with that, or did it just teach you to not do that as much?
just taught me not to do that as much.
Now, Maz, I want to go to you with the same question that I asked. I think it was RCK with I mean, how many when you negotiate these and you're trying to be polite about it? How many turns do you usually give the person to take that province when you negotiate borders?
I would be inclined to give people, myself, as much time as they need. But at the same time, if I lay claim to something and someone agrees I can have it, and then I take, a inordinately long amount of time taking it, I'm not really surprised if they beat me to the punch at some point. I don't think there's a hard and fast rule around it, but there is sort of an implicit understanding that if you negotiate for something, you're not just going to leave it indie for a long time, unless you say up front, I'm planning on leaving indies here. But yeah, typically there's sort of an implied time range in which you're going to act on it.
I remember one game that I had, the person left the province independent all the way to turn 20. And at that point, I think I had to have a talk with him, be like, look, I'm going to take this. It's free money. Like, give it to me for a couple turns and take it, I guess.
Here's a good question for you all in that regard. I had a province that got attacked by barbarians. I took it to 2 turns later and then bumped someone who I had a nap with, who wanted to take the province, and then said, that's not a nap break, and then he declared war on me for breaking the nap by attacking the province. Weirdest goddamn Diplo situation I've ever seen in my life. I'm like, I own the province. He's like, I took it from barbarians, and then you attacked me. And I was like, that's not how any of this works. So no one else will agree with you if you do that, just to let you know.
That is called a pretense for war. He was already going to go to war with you.
Do you play CK2 when you're trying to like create a casus belli? That's what it felt like right there, dude.
It felt like he just made a claim.
It absolutely did. I mean, it is to go. I mean, breaking nap over that seems like a scummy move. But how about taking provinces that have been taken by independents? What do you usually do in that case, RCK?
Now, I guess that really depends if I have a nap with them or not. Because normally, if I do have a nap with them, I'll just leave it alone. Like, I won't even bother with it. I'll just pretend like it's still theirs, pretty much.
And if you don't have a nap?
Back 2 minutes.
It depends on how close I have an army.
Okay, so let's move on to the next Arco. Okay, so our Pan came back and told you or negotiated borders, and okay, so have you made contact with every one of your neighbors then, right, Mass?
Yes, I have.
And it doesn't sound like anybody's going to attack you up to this point?
No, which mostly I was happy for, but on the other hand, I thought, great, well, what I get this Bronze Colossus for? But yeah.
Okay, so Nosy sadly is not here. We talked about this. Arco, Maz, what was that? That was exactly your build right there, right? The whole fire for.
Oh yeah, he nailed it. And I read the message as well, and he mentioned about the reconstruction being confusing, and he said even though the Bronze Colossus is inanimate, it does not have the never heals trait, which is what it really addresses. I didn't know that in my testing, and I think I said in my video I sort of switched gears kind of late in the time I allotted, so I didn't actually know that. But for anyone watching this interested in Bronze Colossus, that bless addresses the never heals trait. It's not just inanimate. So that was just a waste of bless points, unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't remember if we brought that up in the video where we had talked about it, but I wasn't exactly sure. I know that it's mostly geared towards Agartha, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Okay, and so you talked about the Vanheim Bless, some other stuff. Therados and you have taken a nap 3. RCK, we addressed this last time. I was really kind of curious. Why are you taking nap 3s?
I was trying to get a foothold on the land, and the less people I had to fight on land would have been nice. They just happened to be the people that I was closest to when I saw I had an opportunity to get on land.
Okay. Now, what is the were you planning on doing any raiding from the water, or were you planning on doing a traditional war from the water?
I was really at that point in the game. I was really looking to see what kind of wars were happening at the beginning and see who I could take advantage of. But at that point, I believe the earliest war I saw was Panji and Arco, and I had a nap with Arco, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm just leave him alone."
Fair enough. Yeah, it was really interesting when I played EA Relay. That was the first time I ever decided to play like a 100% jerk diplomacy, where if anybody wanted to be my friend, they were gonna have to pay for the honor of being my friend. And that was probably one of the most interesting games ever, where I was just, it wasn't like I was, come up and be like, insulting people or being rude to them, but I absolutely demanded money if they wanted anything from me. You want a province on my shore, you better buy it. You want a nap, that's going to cost you, and it's only going to be for a certain amount of turns. And it worked out fairly well because I was the only underwater nation. But yeah, it's a different style. I think that underwater almost plays differently. Did you play your game differently as an underwater nation, or did you play it as a land nation that just happened to be underwater?
So actually, this not only was my first time playing Therados in multiplayer, but it was also my first time playing an underwater nation in multiplayer.
Would you have done things differently?
Now that I've played a few games as Therados, yes.
So you played more games now other than just this one.
Yes, I have started a few.
Okay. Did how are the future games? Have you changed your build, or what have you done differently?
I have had some changes to my build. Other than that, I'm a little bit more aggressive when it comes to who's around the water. I will go ahead and start going to war with you. I usually won't accept any naps most of the time unless they come to me and I might think about it. Um, I
I
guess it's really just, huh?
No, keep going.
I do a lot more raiding now with the Melias and thugging them out. Just different techniques, I guess, or strategies in playing Therados.
Grippa, are you back, dude?
Yes, I am.
You took a nap with the elves. I thought you hated elves, dude.
Yeah, I wanted to stay far away.
Okay, so Vanheim has gotten a couple. Oh my goodness, a couple naps going. So it says from here, Grippa, that you paid money for a province, correct?
Let me read this real quick. Let me let you know.
Very like midway where it says Yomi did keep his word.
Yes, you want me to keep his word, so I finished getting the 400 goals. Oh yeah, I basically paid him for the entire mountain range, / the throne. So I gave him 400 gold from an event that I got that gave me about 1,000, and I was like, "Hey, I got 400 gold. You want it?" I expected him to say no. He said yes. I was like, "Okay, don't have to offer him to like 600." So that was nice.
Matt, how much do you pay for provinces?
I don't typically buy provinces. The going rate seems to be, what is it typically, like 4 turns worth of payment? And to me, that's just not worth it. So I don't typically buy provinces. I don't think I ever have.
RCK, did you end up doing the 4 months worth of pay for the province?
I don't remember. I think I just throw prices out there and see if they stick.
That's awesome. Grippa, where did you come up with 400 gold then?
I didn't want to offer him any more. It was for about 4 provinces, and so I just kind of balled it to 100 per.
Okay.
Might have gotten away by telling him that they were way worse provinces than they were.
So So I've had it before where I've seen 6 months, and then I've just seen random numbers thrown out as well. It's kind of like the people come in and ask like, how much gold do you pay for a gem? And it seems like everybody's got their own answer. Okay, so Yomi, Grippa, do you want to give me a TLDR on this?
That's the longest message I think I've ever sent. Started nap with Helheim and Van, so I was going to focus on either Marverni or Ubar. Ubar was allegedly trying to rush me. People to do that, allegedly. So I was like, well, don't want to fight elves right now either. So I was pretty confident against Ubar, though. I think that's why he wanted to rush me, was because I have built-in fire resistances and Spirit Sight and big tough guys who can fight his super combatants. I was hoping that Kirby went with his standard, I don't do anything but scales. Marverni, we had a nice bump. Yeah. Oh yeah, and then I felt how I got 1,400 gold and I only gave him 400 for all the provinces. That's basically it. So that went well, I think. This is the highlight of my game.
Were you getting regular gold events, or how did that roll?
I've gotten about 2 so far. I mean, I don't get good events even with luck 3, but I did get about 2,000 gold total so far into the game from luck 3.
Oh wow, that's not a small amount, dude. I found that
I also had my temple destroyed, so there's that too.
In your luck 3.
Yes, in my cap.
Oh jeez, it was in your cap on top of it. Did you lose a Dione turn over that, or 2 Dione turns?
I lost a turn, yes.
Okay.
Of course I did. So I was just like, well, guess I'm recruiting a couple of researchers for now.
Okay. Okay, so Kirby is Maz, I think that he caught on that you did reconstruction. And he looks like he's rushing Owl Quills as well.
Yeah, I'm sure he is.
Okay, so let me see if you guys see anything of note, let me know, because I'm gonna kind of look through here best I can. It's kind of surprising. I kind of want to watch it. I'm hoping that my replays are decent. How are archers versus elephants, Maz?
I think pretty good, just because they usually don't have very many of them, and the morale. You can trigger a morale with fair regularity, I think.
Okay, so it looks like he pulled the oh my goodness, is this the? Oh no, this is just a lion warrior. It looks like he pulled the archer fire with his other troops, and then just had his elephants go to town, which is why he barely lost anything. Okay. Finally, poor Joe Brandon's his mercenaries met their untimely demise. Oh, can we look into what is better, a wet one or an Ichthyod?
Oh no, not this again.
If you ever do merchandise, you got to have the Ichthyod on the front of the T-shirt, and you got to have the what are the green guys called? One of those guys on the back.
The Marrows?
Marrows, thank you.
Yes. Oh my goodness, this was a really good exchange. Mads, how are the Djinns versus the barbarians? It looked like it worked out well for him here, but do you know how they normally match up?
You know, in my experience, it really just comes down to whether you get the leaders. In this case, he's got archer support. That's always going to help with barbarians. Yeah, it looks like they're avoiding the hits pretty well here.
What amazes me is this one right here. It feels like these two should have at least taken some loss.
Yeah, he's got a decent number of them. The weakness that the Djinn Warriors have in expansion, from what I find, is any province with a large number of units. They just seem to get harassed down more than you would expect. there's 40 here, but he had a fair number of things as well.
I think what he did is he sacrificed these ones to the barbarian lords, and I think that's how he got away with it. But even then, I mean, that's pretty amazing he didn't lose anything, or well played.
And they're pretty RNG sensitive. You can do well, you can do not well. I found that out just practicing with expansion. But you look at the stats and you think, these guys are going to be, like a stand-in for Wind Riders, and the same tactics generally work, but they're just, I might have said this last time, they're just not as robust. You've got to apply a lot more nuance to make that attack real work with these guys.
Yeah, I was. This formation is absolutely beautiful, by the way, with him sacrificing these guys to break up the barbarian formation. He's got archers, and he's got a little bit of fire magic that's in his prophet. Like for a huge barbarian province of 40 guys.
That's pretty clean.
Yeah, it's like 8 guys for 40 barbarians. It's really good.
Yeah. Another thing that you got to keep in mind is, especially if you've got varying numbers of indies or troop sizes of indies, the ghoul expansion can work too. And those guys, you can mass more of them because they're hardly any resources, but they're fragile without buffs. But it's kind of like if you've expanded with Kailasa, where you've got the Makarta running at the front and intercepting the bad guys, and then your sacreds come around and get them on the flanks, and they got 0 protection, but they're real killy, so they just come in and take everybody out. You can do the same thing with these guys. It's a very similar tactic, and remembering that you have both, and remembering that you have archers, and then just trying to bring the right tool to each of your expansion parties. You usually go with Jin Warriors just because they're more mobile. But you do have these other tools, and you do end up using them when you expand.
I'm just really looking forward to seeing when his capital comes online, because I think we're going to see a bit of a change in strategy. Now, before I want to hit, okay, there's something that's coming up really, really soon. Okay, so this is yet again, like, Nosy just knows how to expand. I think that's one of the things that makes him a really good player is, I mean, that's a lot of troops versus 4 white centaurs. I'm actually really impressed that this works, because I would not think so. As you can see, like, he already lost 2 of his troops just from arrows. They're already running away. And then these 4 guys just go to town. I don't even think, these guys have shields, so at least they're able to do that. But yeah, just a really solid expand on that part. And he gets eaten by, and then he gets eaten by Wolf Tribe.
Look a bit too soon.
Yeah, stop it. Grippa, what happens here? Why does he get murderated by the, what makes these guys so dangerous?
They have the 2 daggers, which are piercing damage, and so it's 2 attacks per, and they can fit 3 of them per square. So you got a lot of attacks coming at you per square. So if you get surrounded, which can happen when there's only 5 of you, your defense will just get tanked, and then you'll start taking piercing damage. So they kind of suck to fight.
Yeah, I forget their stats. Are they relying on defense?
They're very much relying on
it helps.
defense.
Yeah. They don't have, so.
These are the anti-defense indie, so.
Okay, so yeah, you're right. 212 attack. What's funny is normally you just burn through these guys. Wolf Tribe are normally not one of the scarier provinces, but I do remember Pan doesn't really do well against them. What's funny in the replay, it looks like he might win, maybe? Oh no, because Pangea's routing, there won't be a general route on their end. Okay, it looks like they won in... Yeah, he actually won in the replay. That's hilarious.
Nice.
What happened? What happened here, Maz?
Let's see here. Well, yeah, there's nothing in that province, and
is this an attack?
And attacked Arco. Oh, you know what? He's taking a province. This is part of the province trade. That's what this is. So we negotiated this, and he's just taking what's his.
I was getting really excited about a turn 8 turn 8 war here.
That's what I spent so much energy preparing for, but didn't happen.
Wow. Oh my goodness. Poor Sack failed at expansion again.
Oh Jesus.
And against Slingers.
No,
I guess
this is Joe Brandon, right?
Joe Brandon, yeah.
Oh, you're right, Joe Brandon. Joe Brandon, yeah,
Zach was playing Marchaka.
We were supposed to get him into one of these videos. I'm hoping that he eventually shows up because I'm kind of curious as to. Oh, hey, Chuman actually joined up. Hold on, let me ping and see if he's here. But yeah, hopefully he'll show up at some point and we'll be able to get his, because he seemed like he had a very good expand, but he did take some losses along the way. Oh my goodness. And this is, I mean, like, would you ever take 5 white centaurs against a huge barbarian army like this? RCK, do you think that this will, or we saw the results, would you have taken this expansion party into the barbarians like this?
You know, Barbarians is always a really questionable indie to go into because half the time their commander is going to run forward and you're just going to rout them automatically, and the other time they're just going to chop you up because of how much damage each of them deal. I mean, I believe both the Maul and the Greatsword deal both 20 damage apiece, don't they? Or over 20 damage, yeah.
24 damage. It doesn't kill them. Well, maybe it will because of the slashing damage. But
I'm not as confident when it comes to expanding. I feel like Nosy is a lot better at that in almost any game or any nation he play versus me. I'm just not a very good expander usually. I mean, I try to practice, but I mean, I still have a mediocre start. It probably wouldn't have been a fight I would have took, to be honest.
He's got one
Not
more
against
here. This is nuts, and this is against the Wolf Tribe, and he was the same fight that he lost against. He won this time. This is nuts to me. Like, yeah, wow. Nosy needs to come here again so he can tell us how to expand. Okay, Machaka has he got these foul spawn. Where do you get foul spawn from? Mads, where did he get these foul spawn from?
Possibly an event. I'm not sure, honestly.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, I'm
Or
not
is
sure.
it,
It's not unless they were. There's 20. Is that wouldn't be a
that might be a merc.
mercenary.
Is it a merc?
Is it? Yeah, there it is. I think.
Okay,
Is the
yeah,
Beast
that's right.
Runner?
And what's interesting, I didn't realize, what was it? Before, Marverni had taken all of the mercenaries, and now it looks like it's gone another way. Is that correct?
Yeah, it looks that way.
Okay. Read messages. We'll move back to. Okay. Oh my goodness, dude, what happened here? RCK. Oh, you don't have a big force.
I think I didn't see the Is that Shark Tribe too? I don't know what I was doing. That was just really bad. I don't know.
I mean, the nice thing is, you did dull the tip, though. But what were you saying?
It might have been. It might have just said like maybe 10 Shark Tribe. I don't know. I didn't think there was going to be Shark Knights and the rest of that. I think I do remember that battle. I was like, what the crap?
I mean, the nice thing is you killed all of their commanders. You killed their all of the Shark Knights, so the replay is different. And I mean, you lost your Malia, which stinks. But all this is, I mean, this is trash. The only thing you lost here was a Malia and a little bit of free spawn. This was actually a really good trade. Okay, so your Onishugo group, Grippa, are you gonna? Oh my goodness, you fought 28 cavemen and won.
I wanted the cave.
This is amazing to me, dude. These are dangerous indies, aren't they?
They hurt. They got the big club, and I'm literally have people that are half a foot big. So
the cavemen have night vision as well, don't they? I know the
they have got
demons
50%, I believe.
They got 50%. Okay.
Yeah, like this guy looks like he should die here. What the crap, dude? You should have
Is he
lost
routing?
this.
Yeah, that's Onichan Daisuke. That guy, my prophet can't die, man. What's his heroic trait again? I completely forget. I've already forgotten.
What the crap, dude? You didn't just lose in the replay. You got massacred in the replay.
Look, I'm that good.
This is like an utter demolishing here.
I'll be honest, I don't remember how I won this.
Yeah, there you go. That's it. So you could have lost that.
Could have, but didn't.
I mean, this is what luck scales do for you, I guess. That's nuts, dude. That's absolutely nuts. Maz, what do you have any clue what went on here?
You know, given that he's ethereal and has high defense, the cavemen, they don't have high attack. They have to land those attacks to be dangerous. And I think, he's got 7 archers, and I don't think they have any protection. So I honestly probably would have bet on Yomi here. But it used to annoy me that these replays in YouTube videos were sometimes different. But I kind of like it now because you can sort of see how close was a battle really. If a battle replay was different, then it was probably kind of close, you know? So these alternate histories are interesting to me now.
I don't like it when it's somebody like when I'm watching Lucid's video because I want to know what happened with Lucid. But in these analysis videos, they're great because Grippa, you should have gotten demolished, dude. And
that just sounds like my Dominion's career, to be honest. You should have been demolished, but you somehow won thing is what I do. But then give me the easy war, and I'll be like, I died.
This is absolutely nuts, and I think you're right, man. It's like it's really kind of cool that we're seeing something different that happened. It almost makes me want to view every battle just to see if it turns differently. Okay, we saw the Wolf Tribe, the Dione. Why? Okay, so this guy's got 12 attack, 12 piercing. The Dione, I guess, is it just chip damage? Is this a dangerous group of indies, Grippa?
Not for Dione. I can take all with the regen bless. They just don't do that much damage, even with the pierce damage. And I got the mist for. I could play immediately in this one, but with the mirror image and stuff, you can kind of just tank a lot of attacks before they pop it, and then combine that with the what's it called? The temper flesh. I think I got at this point. I got 24 prot, so I think I do.
I can't remember if you cast Stone Skin or Temper, or no, do you have Temper Flesh?
It's probably Iron. It's probably Iron Skin then.
No, I think the Pierce Resistant was Skeletal Body, I think.
Hit the V button, and it'll show you what he's done.
Oh, there you go.
Stone Skin, okay.
Oh, nice job,
Stone Skin, Skeletal Body, there we go.
Nice. Okay, so the Stone Skin makes you pretty much invulnerable to these guys and their little 12 damage daggers.
Also the Pierce Resistance from Skeletal Body.
Okay, I mean, maybe in the replay you win, dude. Okay. Okay, so you got the Windlords versus the Horse Tribe, nothing big. Again, I could watch these battles all day. I think that was my favorite part about expanding, which is watching the Dione eating so many troops. Okay, and then we got our own events. So we are sitting at the 33-minute mark. We have finished an entire episode. Is there anything else that we want to go over? Oh, hey, this is kind of huge. Talking about Chuman, who just joined the channel. How big is this for Helheim to get blood slaves like this? Are they a blood nation? Maz, do you know?
Their death is their thing, isn't it? Air and death for Helheim, and air and earth and blood for Vanheim.
I believe
they've got blood natively.
It says they've got blood somewhere. Oh, it's in their randoms.
Oh, there you go.
Okay,
Oh, and
yeah. So if it seems to me like an event like that or a site like that is going to be more meaningful for someone with a little blood or blood on their pretender, where they're going to have a little bit harder time bootstrapping as opposed to a cheap recruit anywhere, specifically made to blood hunt type unit. So yeah, especially this early, and you can start building up that bank. That's a pretty good boon.
I know one of the big things is the storm demons are blood air, correct?
Correct.
Have you seen them in use?
I have, yeah.
How are they?
They're good. Yeah, I mean they're thought highly of, and with good reason. And for mostly they're demons. They're late game suns, which is good all around stats. I'm not super familiar with them, but and then just they're just spamming lightning for you. Big pack of them if you got a lot of them, and what's not to like about that? It's shock damage.
Well, it'll be interesting to see if he ends up pulling that out. Was there anything else that you guys had from this turn that you guys can think of? The borders seem to be forming up. I guess I have one last question for each of you as we say goodbye. Grippa, thanks for joining. Did you have any war plans at this point?
Either go for Ubar to my east or head on down to the lovely Pigmen to my south with Marverni.
Have you been propositioned by anybody to join in a war?
Pan, I believe, was inviting me to fight Ubar. Ubar was inviting me to fight Pan. That was basically it. As always, I get propositioned by both sides.
Arco, were you being thanks for joining up with us, and thanks for being here. What's your war goals in the next few turns?
I'm just starting to think along those lines. I'm starting to put out Diplo feelers, I believe. Mostly I was relieved that I got my dozen provinces or whatever, and was just kind of transitioning from that. I was so stressed about expansion.
Okay, and RCK, I'm glad to have you this time, dude. What are your plans? You've pretty much got the water done at this point, except for 3 provinces. What are your plans from here?
To really see who I can go after at this point. I started to learn a couple of people's bliss at this point in the game and know who I can mess with and who I couldn't mess with. Other than that, I'm really still just trying to figure out what's going to be my first target.
Excellent. Okay, guys. Well, then I will see you in the next one. Have a good one.